Cancers, welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at what the next 72 hours has in store for you. I'm going to do this reading a little bit different today. I'm going to start off with the general themes, and then we'll go into what you're manifesting during this time frame. And then we'll pull about six cards or so to see what the energy's looking like. Let's jump in. Any information that you need will be in the description box, so just check there. And let's see what's coming through. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What are they going to be experiencing over these next 72 hours? What are the general themes? So we have Moon, which represents emotions. So this is a time frame of processing how you feel and confronting how you feel. Our emotions are not bad. Our emotions is how we take in information on how we feel about things around us, or how our body feels like we should respond to things. So when we experience fear, it's our body trying to protect us from danger. When we're experiencing emotions like anger, it's our body telling us that we feel like we've been, treated with unjust, or something's not fair. Or when we're in the emotion of sadness, this is grief. Grieving either an idea of what we thought something was going to be or something that actually was. But emotions give us information. And when we don't allow ourselves to feel our emotions and to work through them, those emotions will show up in places we don't want them to, or will never shake off. So we'll always feel this energy of sadness even when there's nothing to be sad about. Or we'll always feel this underlying energy of anger because we never really allowed ourselves to release it. Okay. You could be wondering also how someone else around you, how they may be feeling, what their, emotions are telling them to do, especially if they're moving in ways that you don't quite understand. Okay. We also have Recycle, which represents recover. So this is a time frame of fixing things. You could be working on your financial situation, working on your physical health, working on your existing marriage or relationship, but you could be looking at what's recoverable and what's not. And some things in life are recyclable, but then there's other things that just are so damaged or so out of alignment with us that we have to recognize what can't be salvaged, and don't spend too much time trying to salvage the unsalvageable. We also have Skull, which represents endings, and we also have Yield, which represents patience. So recently, you guys have already been going through these shifts in these cycles that have been changing. And these endings have been preparation for you guys to step into better energy, of course. Okay, when one thing ends, something better comes into play, or newness comes into play. This time frame is going to challenge you, though, to be very patient with yourself, patient with your process, where impatience could be telling you that certain moves or certain plans that you have may not be worth it. Now let's look at what you're manifesting. What are my Cancers manifesting over the next 72-hour window? What are my Cancers manifesting? We have Blossom. I love that. We have Listen. Put that back. We have Third Eye Chakra. What are my Cancers manifesting? Oh, wow. We have the Third Eye Chakra twice. I'm going to pull another one. Have Balance. Okay. So during this time frame, what you're manifesting is growth. Okay. If you've been working on a project or some sort of creative way of making money, you could be using your, talents, your passions, your skills to make money, or planning to. This could blossom in ways that you may not even realize. So don't count yourself out in terms of you being able to be successful in doing something that's more so passion-based, or based off of, like I said, skills that you've acquired over like intentionally, learning how to paint and learning how to make necklaces and all of the things, okay? But also what you're manifesting is a different version of you, more of a involved, mature version of self. And this is mainly because you're finally starting to listen. You're starting to listen to yourself, which is developing self-trust, but also listening to your spiritual team as they speak to you. Okay, with listen coming up in reverse initially, there was a period where you guys were not listening to what your spiritual team was trying to say to you clearly. And now you're like, I have no choice. Now, the third eye chakra is another card where, again, as you listen to yourself, you develop a level of self-trust. You're able to see through things. As they're being presented to you as one way, you're able to see through the veil of people, of situations, the whole 9 yards. You also, during this time frame, could be manifesting balance within a relationship where there's been a lot of imbalance, okay? There's been a lot of imbalance, a lot of moments where maybe you were, taking on more responsibility in the relationship than your person, or vice versa. Now let's go deeper, Cancers. What does the next 72 hours have in store for Cancers in general? Let's start off there. So first card we have is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is addressing self-sabotage and addressing narratives that we could play out in our mind based off of hurt that we've experienced in the past. The Five of Swords is a very protective card. It's I need to back myself in a corner. I need to stay away from people because people don't mean me any good. The Five of Swords could also talk about, like, again, moments where we could self-sabotage. We could talk ourselves out of things that could be really good for us. Or we could, because of, having to be super self-protective, shut down and cause ourselves to be, like, isolated. Now, this card also could represent battles that aren't worth fighting. You could be realizing that it's not worth me fighting this battle with this love interest while they're dealing with a third-party situation. And now it's a whole big drama. Or it's not worth this battle with me fighting with this person at my job because I still got to pay bills and this is just not worth my energy. Okay? This disagreement energy, it's like you're recognizing what battles are worth fighting and which ones are empty victories. Now, going into what I see for love, or not love, actually career, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So Cancers, you could be focused on financial recovery. This is focusing on ways that you can save more, put more away. This also talks about maybe cutting out certain expenses or certain things that have been eating at your finances. If you were looking for a job or have been looking for a job, the Five of Pentacles in reverse could talk about being able to finally get one. Now, going into, for some of you, you could be returning back to an old job or an old field. Five of Pentacles in reverse is like, yeah, I really do want to get back into being a lawyer. Or I really want to get back to this old job that I had because now I see the benefits I was getting there, or the amount of pay, whatever it may be beneficial to you at this moment. Going into love, I have the Page of Cups in reverse. So the Page of Cups in reverse, let's talk about like being tired of people who have an issue with expressing themselves, trying to pursue you romantically, and then not having any follow through. The Page of Cups in reverse is like a very immature card. It's a very, discombobulated energy. It's someone who doesn't have anything to offer. So you could be closing yourself off to people who are trying to pursue you, who give off these vibes. Okay, some of you also could be cutting communication here with either another water sign or just, again, a love interest who shows you these signs personality wise. For my singles, you could be at a place to where emotionally you're not ready to date anybody until you find somebody who comes into your life and it makes sense. Yeah, some of you guys could be cutting off a newer love interest, deciding to not deal with them if they don't have any real follow through. Going into the advice, I have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So the advice for you Cancers is to be mindful of overextending yourself effort-wise into spaces where, again, It's an empty victory. Also recognize where you could be trying more in different areas and then trying less in different areas. So for example, some of you guys could be trying more so in your love life sector than in the spirituality sector or in the career sector. And it's making sure you just redirect your energy to where it pays off, basically. Now, going into what I see for the challenge you may run into, Cancers, we have the Emperor in reverse.